Jim Carrey is one of those household name actors that is hard not to love. Whether you remember him from his powerful physical comedy or his incredible moment-to-moment work in more serious films, he is an actor that is hard to forget. He began by carving out a niche in something called overacting. Overacting is a style of acting where one overdoes every reaction, creating an almost cartoon effect. For most, this comes out as corny and too over the top. Yet Jim Carrey's amazing physical work and immaculate timing create a very realistic, unrealistic character that was super refreshing and unique. Although, what came as a surprise to many people was his power in the more serious film. Classics such as The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind stand out from his previous works. In these films, he combines that strong physical and voice work with a more subtle, realistic character. This character portrays a character that is not only unique, but relatable. Jim Carrey's ability to be extremely unique and dynamic in his films through overacting, strong physical work, and brilliant timing make him one of the best actors of this generation.
Simple.
One of the films that really highlights Jim Carrey's style of acting and comedy that really began his career was Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. This film showcases Jim Carrey's ability to create a very believable, over-the-top character. The reason that such a character as Ace Ventura can be so believably over the top, though, is through Jim Carrey's ability to consistently dominate his moment-to-moment work. As an audience member, you get swept in by his ability to embody the spontaneous, weird, and charismatic character of Ace, while his physical work sets an alley-oop for his incredible reactionary and vocal work. One scene in particular is the dolphin tank scene, where Jim Carrey goes from making an almost childish monologue into a German dolphin trainer fighting off the press in a seamless transition of acting. Jim Carrey masters the overreaction in all the right ways, but this is often really hard to keep as realistic as Jim Carrey does. A lot of people at the time only really saw Jim Carrey as a niche character actor, but in The Truman Show, Jim Carrey found a sweet in-between when playing the character of Truman. What's important in this film was the lack of confidence in the character of Truman. Jim Carrey had consistently played the role of that cocky and confident character, such as Ace Ventura or Loki from The Mask. It was surprising to see a shift in Jim Carrey's character type. Yet, Jim Carrey actually shines in the light of a more serious character. In this film, it is important to yet again look at Carrey's moment-to-moment work. He translated his comedic timing and physical work into being able to portray his deep confusion and emotions in a way more subtle mood. Yet, in this film, he combines both. He falls back on his classic overacting style when trying to drive through the fire, or in the car with his wife. Yet, when he goes to his mother after he has seen his dad, he reins it in to subtly show his deep pain and confusion through his physical work and timing. The power for Jim Carrey to be dynamic with these techniques is what made the character so good. You could feel that his emotions were very real, yet related to his over-the-top reactions when he felt like he was losing his mind. Finally, it's important to look at a film that shows the complete opposite side of the spectrum in comparison to Ace Ventura. The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind leaves the audience with a very raw side of Jim Carrey. In this film, you see little to none of what made Ace Ventura so great. There's something really powerful that Carrey did in this movie, though. It felt as if he had dropped his bag of tricks and traded it for something much deeper. In this film, Carrey uses his physical work in a completely different way. He holds himself in a way that feels weak, yet you could watch the film without sound and completely understand his emotions solely by his physical work. When he is happy, he walks and holds himself different, compared to when he feels weak and vulnerable. When you look at what makes an actor great, it is the realism of the character. And in the scene where Carrey prays that he won't forget his memory, without any physical work, he so powerfully conveys the rawness of his emotions and his reality.
I could die right now, Clem. Just happy.
What started as one of the best over-the-top actors in comedy through powerful physical and reactionary work turned into one of the most powerful emotional and dynamic actors of our generation. While Jim Carrey may have had his downfalls, there is something so prevalent about Jim Carrey's ability to portray emotions and reality. Whether he is an over-the-top pet detective, a confused and angry man in a false world, or a lover, Jim Carrey powerfully creates a reality like no one else. Through his incredible moment-to-moment and reactionary work, Jim Carrey will forever be one of the greats. Thank you.
Good morning!
Morning!
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.